Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes, and you have to wonder what goes on in the mind of Labour politicians. Labour's investment minister says, and he's absolutely adamant, that it is a really bad idea to have businessmen enter government. Yeah, you're running a country, and the last thing you want is people with experience of running very large corporations. Yeah, why? Why is that? Is that in case they start doing things right that makes you look awful? Who knows? Lord Stockwood is his name, and he told a panel at the CBI, Jesus Christ, he picks his moments, doesn't he, that it's a terrible idea for business people to be in government. And he says it's because the civil service is so brilliant. Really? They're brilliant, are they? He said, I sit in both the Treasury team, Rachel and Peter's teams in the DBR, and I'm with corporate number 10, usually with Varron in number 10. He says, and so again, we have to, Varron is a person who runs, one of the senior MPs, senior officials. And so again, we have to navigate the system to make sure we're having these conversations. But the bottom line is that it's really important, having only been in government for 3 months, that I hear business leaders talk about, and particularly partners talking about business people running government. Let me tell you, that would be a terrible idea for government. What? This man is a lunatic. How? The problem we've got in this country now is we're run by people with zero experience. They've never done anything. They've come out of uni and went straight into politics. They haven't got a clue how businesses work. They haven't got a clue how money works. They can barely communicate with each other, let alone us. They live in a rarefied atmosphere. Up the top of their ivory towers, they look down on us. They sneer at us because they've never stood on a factory floor. They've never stood stacking a shelf in Sainsbury's. They've never been in a farmer's field picking crops. They've never worked on a building site. These people are so far removed from real world that, it's destroyed this country. And then this dick, this ennobled dick, I mean, literally self-entitlement, says, it's a bad idea to have people who've got experience and knowledge run the country. That's right, because it's much better to have morons running the country, liars, people who lie on their CV, Jonathan Reynolds, people who lie on their CV, Rachel Reeves, people who don't fill in the tax forms properly, Angela Rayner, other people who don't fill in tax forms properly, John Healey, people who absolutely lie about every aspect of their lives, Keir Starmer, people who like Ukrainian rent boys, if that's what floats your boat, fine. But don't be hypocritical about it. They're great for government. But actually having someone who's achieved, who's worked hard, who knows, no, terrible man. Maybe he just embarrassed if, like I say, if people come in and actually did it properly and ran government efficiently and saved lots of money and made the country great. I've always said we need to outsource our government. We shouldn't actually have a democratically elected government. What we should do is have companies. We bring companies in and say, right, you run the NHS, you run street cleaning, you run this, you run that, and give them a 5-year contract. And at the end of 5 years, if they're fucked up, we find someone else. Get them on fixed salaries. And then there's less corruption. Who knows? Let me know your views on this. But, seriously, having businessmen in government is a bad idea, is it? Oh, nothing God. Anyway, bye.